News 101. Today, the gossip we have in hand is an affair that is related to the death of Jay Gatsby, the millionaire. Everyone knows him, right? He's very well known, and his death actually caused quite a news in American society. But did you know that his death is actually related to an affair? Okay, so apparently, according to the information we have, he is going out with Mrs. Buchanan. Yes, Mrs. Buchanan. So, a married woman. And her husband is Tom Buchanan, who is also cheating on his wife. So it's like a cheating and being cheated kind of situation. So he's cheating with a girl from the gas station. People have caught sight about it. We have a lot of witnesses. And now we're going to analyze to Mr. Buchanan's social media account, which I will pass the scene to our social media analyst. Thank you, Ms. Reporter. Today we're going to analyze Tom Buchanan's social media account. So, from the first photo, we can see that he is a very rich person and he lives in the East Egg, which are for the old money, and his full name is Tom Buchanan and he's 30 years old this year. Everything is very directly stated out in his social media. The first photo is basically like his self-introduction. Alright, the second photo, we can see that he has a wife named Daisy. She's a very pretty lady, isn't she? Okay, so people like them, they like to show off their wife, of course, because they are quite concerned like how people will look at them, and of course they care a lot about their status. They want people to think that they are living a good life and to be portrayed well on social media if they were to use social media. So the caption here is, "My Daisy." Although he loves his wife, but there's more to suggest to it. From my analysis, I think that he actually views his wife as sort of his possession because of the use of the word "mine." Alright, moving on to the third photo. Okay, she said she likes flowers, but I know it'll never be enough. Just like the daisies are too cheap to outstand the roses. Okay, what does this mean? He loves his wife and we know that. But he thinks that she's not enough for him because that she, like the rumors that we heard, she married him for money. And he thinks that she is not at the same class with him. So she's like not enough of high status to match him. He kind of looks down on her at the same time, but kind of loves her. It's a very complicated relationship, don't you think? Alright, moving on. Better things to do in leisure time rather than loud parties. Okay, this photo right here, we can see that Mr. Buchanan is a man of high culture and is a sophisticated man. He would rather indulge himself in literature, books, maybe like horses, all those very traditionally high society kind of activities instead of loud parties like his neighbor Jay Gatsby. We think that this is like an indirect response to mock his neighbor Jay Gatsby. I know, spicy. And we know that Jay Gatsby has an affair with his wife. Alright, so moving on. Things are gonna get wild here. All these myrtles make me think of her. According to what we know, the one who killed Jay Gatsby is a man named George Wilson. And George Wilson has a wife named Myrtle. Coincidence? Well, I guess so. The world is pretty small, especially in the world of The Great Gatsby. So this, if you tell me it's a coincidence, maybe, but I don't really think so. But this is not enough to prove anything, right? Okay, hold on, hear me out. Let's look at the next photo. Now let's see this photo. We can see a part of the clothing in the photo that totally matches the one that Mrs. Wilson wore at the night when she was run over by a car, according to witnesses. And also the necklace here has been found in the scene of her death. So, I mean, so many coincidences. I don't think it's purely a coincidence anymore, right? Okay, so let's look at this caption here. She heals my heart which belongs to her. I think this is quite obvious that he is having an affair to hers. What do you think? So I think that he basically still loves his wife, but at the same time he also loves Myrtle. Well, it's his affair, so... But at the same time, he doesn't love Myrtle as much as he loves Daisy. So he's only like using her to like cope or something. A very bad man, isn't he? Red flag. Okay, last but not least, this last photo. Cheers to a new life. Don't you think it's very wonderful, like how 3 people's death doesn't really affect him? Okay, this photo here matches with the time of him moving away after Jay Gatsby's death. It's like nothing happened to him. He's just, people die and then he move away and a new life. Yay! I guess this is what you get in American society nowadays. As you can see from this social media of Tom Buchanan, he's not really a good guy. Rich man in America? Well, tell me about it. If you still want to marry a rich man like them, like Tom Buchanan, I have no objections, but good luck. Anyways, that's all from me today, and thank you. I'll pass the scene back to the reporter. Thank you, Miss Analyst. As we now have more insight about what's happening and the perspective from Tom Buchanan, why don't we hear how other people think about this? We have briefed them about what's going on, and now let's hear what the normal people think about these high social creatures. So I'll pass the scene to our interviewer.
Excuse me, miss. So I'm now on the street of UPM, and I've here gotten myself a wild Gen Z to give a little bit feedback about Tom Buchanan, who indirectly caused the tragedy.
So, okay, I just learned today that Tom Buchanan really relates to this issue. But people like him appear into many other media, and also there were a lot like him too. And I feel like Tom Buchanan really holds a complex character, although I do hate him for cheating on his wife though.
I'm interested in the characters you relate to media. Which can to illustrate more? This character actually reminds me Oh my gosh, I totally get you. Both Tom and Kyle are incredibly wealthy and use their status to control and manipulate others. Tom's arrogance and sense of entitlement are very similar to Kyle's. For instance, Tom's infidelity and racism parallel Kyle's manipulative and controlling nature. The way Kyle treats Rose more like possession than a person, and how Tom treats women as his item also. It really gets on my nerves.
So yeah, exactly, I agree with you. But also for me, both characters highlight the dark side of wealth and privilege, and it shows how corrupted and isolated people are from their mental connection. And also, there is even a song from Taylor Swift, which I remember, that can totally be related to this dynamic.
Oh, what song is it?
I think it's Blank Space. The song and its music videos actually shows a glamorous but destructive relationship, just like how Tom with Daisy and also Carl with Rose. And also in the music video, Taylor Swift actually plays a character which are aware of her own destructive tendencies, but she still involved in drama and excess. So there is one line from the song which I remember. Got a long list of ex-lovers and they tell you I'm insane. It actually portrays how she is self-aware, but she is reckless with her attitude. And this can be similar to Tom, which when he knows that his actions were harmful, but yet he continued to act reckless.
Totally. So it's all about how wealth and power can lead to a sense of invincibility, where these characters think they can get away with anything, whether it's Tom's affair or Cal's attempt to control Rose and Jack. So thank you so much for your insight. And so that is the information we've gathered from the street. Get back to you.
you to our interviewer and interviewee. So in conclusion, it's clear that the theme of wealth, power, and moral decay resonate across different media. Whether in the portrayal of Carl Hockley in Titanic or the dramatic relationships depicted in Taylor Swift's Blank Space, we will always have people like Tom Buchanan. No matter if you like him or not, I would say he's the indirect but main cause of the tragedy that happened. But comparing him and different people of different media, it highlights how certain character types and themes remain relevant and powerful across different stories and times. Okay, so that is all from us, and thank you for tuning in to Unethical News Gossip 101, and stay tuned for more updates. Bye!